Thank you for joining us, and if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please do.
How did he leave this club right here and end up just a few blocks away, shot dead in an accident?
Not that hard in Chicago. But where's the dude that you said was by the trees in the shadows, busting off to the driver's side door when we didn't see that in the video? But you was like, look, you see him?
Witness number 3, he was out there.
A whole bunch of gunshots. Then I heard someone screaming. And when I came around the corner, there was a whole bunch of people standing there saying they killed Jack.
Who's Jack? Do you know who Jack is?
I guess that's the guy in the car.
They were saying they killed Zack. First, we were under the impression, due to the internet's misinformation, that the video we were seeing was an active shooting, when in reality, there was no gunshots in that footage. Now, you got witnesses, multiple witnesses, that have said that those people were grieving, those people were panicking. This guy just said they killed Jack, right? So now, since the misinformation that there was a shooting in that video didn't work, right? Now it's no longer they shot him, now it's they set him up. And then once they set him up doesn't work anymore, it becomes it was intended for them, so their fault nonetheless. That's a bunch of bullshit. You people wove a whole tapestry of misinformation that led to dead bodies, to babies without fathers, and y'all backed up in the bush. Buddy right here letting it be known what he saw. Now we're gonna switch our story. Everybody's gonna switch their story from it was a shootout on that tape that we saw, which there wasn't, and now it turns into, oh, well, they set him up. The people that were there grieving set him up. T Streets, AMG Fresh.
And then they jumped in another car and left.
They jumped in another car and left, which is consistent with what AMG Bell D says when he says they were in Zack's car and then they moved to AMG Fresh's car.
The first car, when the shooting went flying past that way, it was like a beige van.
See that? He said a beige van. Later you'll find out that it was what they called like a gold minivan or whatever. It sounds exactly like what this guy's talking about. But everybody said, oh, look, they left that car there, that bubble, that Chevy that was sitting there, they left that there at the scene of the crime. That's what we heard in the initial report that I read. And I said then that I disagreed with that. So all of these days of people on the internet going through all of this, it was all garbage. And it was working its way to extinguishing somebody.
I didn't see who was in that car.
So think about what he just told us. He said that
You think about what he just told you.
he's standing in front of the address 755 South Clark Street. And for those of you who do not know, that address is associated to a bar called Blackie's. He said when he heard the shots, there was a beige van leaving the scene. And I know I got a lot of emails about it, but understand this. I don't know if that beige van had anything to do with this shit.
You're right. You don't know. You didn't know. You jumped without knowing anything. And you act like you was some kind of investigator. But now we know. In 2023, we know. Where you at? Where's T Streets at? Where's AMG Fresh at?
Because it could have been somebody just peeling out to try to get out the way. I can't say for sure if this beige van plays a part in this. Because I know there's speculation that shots may have been fired from another car. But some people are saying that the shots came from the black Chevy. Now keep your eyes on the right-hand corner of this video. Remember the guy that runs up in all black? You know, we was on his ass over here. We like, who the fuck is this? You know, he meets up with dude in the white tee, and then he breaks away and go in the other direction. Well, I took this still shot right here because I wanted to show y'all that right before he ran up, he was standing right here in front of this bar called Blackie's. He's standing right there. So, yeah, I don't know if he was coming from the bar or if maybe he was just parked over here by the bar. Because, clearly there's parking. You know what I mean? Like,
clearly there's a street. Clearly there's street lights.
Clearly there's parking. So it just raised a couple questions when I saw and heard this witness right here. And I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. At first glance, I was like, well, shit, was he the motherfucker running up in all black?
Yo, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Was he dude dressed in all black running up? Everything just goes together. Whatever you see, cool. Well, then I think the Illuminati was in that bar right there. They no longer wanted Zack digging into the Kanika Jenkins case. So they sent this alcoholic right here with the stitches over his eye. They sent him to hand them a weapon so that they could smoke Zack. And then he came, he made the exchange with the weapon, and then the other dude went, back to the bar to discuss with the Illuminati what had just happened and that the job was done. That's what I think happened. If everything goes, and you know what? And the guy holding the camera, he dimed out Zack. He knew where Zack was going to be. If everything goes together, then I'm just going to make that story whatever I want it to be. People are stupid.
I mean, I'm just saying. He's coming from that direction. He did an interview right here in front of this bar. You know, so I did. I questioned whether or not he was the guy in all black. And if he's not, then, you know, my question would be like, okay, well, did you see the guy in all black? Like, I mean, what direction did he come from? Where did he go? And I want to know who was screaming. Who was screaming? Was it Zack? You know what I mean? Was it Zack?
Was it Zack? Did he say somebody screamed, help me, save me? He said they screamed, they got Zack. They killed Zack. And now you're going to say, was Zack screaming? Like, you just want to add more drama. You want it to be what you want it to be. Go write movies. Go write TV shows. You playing with people's lives.
Was it T Streets?
Was it your mama? Was it your tia? Could it have been one of your kids?
And I know a lot of people disagree with me putting these guys in the spotlight. But I showed you the information that I used to come up with that.
What information? I've seen nothing yet.
You know, to show you that I wasn't just pulling some information out my ass.
Yes, you were.
I showed you where I got that from.
I didn't see where you got the Danny Friedman testimony from.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. After I did those videos about the kill shots and the passenger, I got a lot of emails. And the emails that I got from people in Chicago, understand this. A lot of the information that's coming out now that T Streets has passed away, may he rest in peace. A lot of information that's coming out now, niggas in Chicago already knew what it was.
Because just like the internet, the streets run with the first, easiest, path of least resistance answer. Okay? And we supposed to be smarter than that.
They already knew. So ain't no YouTuber got T Streets killed.
All it takes in the hood is for one kid to see a YouTuber weave a web, a tale of T Streets being some sort of setup man. They see 5 seconds of that. They walk up to 10 of their homies. They're having a conversation about this. What's happening? What that kid just heard has become his thought. So he speaks on it. Now you got 10 people with that thought. And they spreading it and spreading it. It's coming from all different directions. And none of it was right. None of it was right. No one takes responsibility. Everybody back up into the bush.
You a fool if you believe that.
Your mama's a fool.
The information that's coming out right now, what that should tell you is that, yeah, we just now finding out. But motherfuckers in Chicago been knew. They knew the day that it happened.
Guess what? They were wrong. We know that now. After this happened, 7 days after Zack died, and T Street died on the 7th day, the day of the funeral. After this, years after this, after AMG Fresh died, years after this, we find out who shot Zack TV1. We find out what happened to them. None of it had anything to do with T Streets. And I'm going to show you multiple people saying that. And if I'm wrong and I'm shown evidence, if while going through this series, I find something that changes my mind, trust me, y'all will be the first to know.
And yeah, did we put T Streets and his little group in the spotlight? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
And trust me, y'all, I hate that he had to lose his life.
You hate that he had to lose his life? It's no skin to you. You get to go back to doing YouTube.
I hate that. But I put these guys in the spotlight because at that moment, my gut told me that those guys were significant to this case.
Your gut is worthless. You have a worthless gut. You're no investigator. Is your gut some kind of crystal ball? It's round. It ain't a crystal ball. Your gut. Who are you? Some yahoo on the internet looking at every piece of information and running with it. Your gut. Couldn't figure yourself out of a wet paper bag. You talking about your gut, your instinct. You ain't got no instincts. You guys want to be investigators? Go learn how to be investigators. Join the force or something. All right, go be an actor, be an investigator on TV. You want to spin tales? Write crime novels. Stay out of people's real lives with your guts.
And they were. T Street's family just came out and told us he was at the scene. And I'm going to believe the family before I would anybody else.
We're going to get to that information and we're going to discern for ourselves.
So it was already clear in my mind that he was out there. The question then became, why was he out there? Why? Was he a witness? Was he the shooter?
He was in the car. He was on the stage. You showed a video of him on the stage. What you mean, why was he out there? You showed a video of him and AMG Fresh on stage at the refuge. What you mean, why was he there? He was there because him and Zack were friends.
And I know it's going to be some people that disagree with that because I understand that it hit hard because we were in the moment discussing this case.
What? What does that even mean?
When T Street's died, we were in the moment. I mean, shit, we've been throwing around names for 9, 10 months now. In the Kanika case, ain't nobody said nothing about that. Not nothing.
Because that's another case y'all were wrong in.
But because we were in the moment, motherfuckers felt some kind of way. And I get it. I understand it. But that don't give you the right to come over here disrespecting this channel.
Yo, lack of accountability is crazy, but that's what it is when you don't have to show face. That's what it is when you can hide behind anonymity. You can run your tails, you can say what you want with exemption.
I mean, like for instance, Chosen. I don't believe 90% of the shit that he come with. But I'm not over there shitting on him on his channel. For what? I stay in my lane.
Well, I'm gonna go to his channel and shit on him too, just like I shit on you. Respect. Y'all had no respect for men's lives.
In the comments like, oh, I wish y'all would stop trying to play detective.
Playing detective, that's what you're doing. Playing detective in your kitchen with your bills sitting on the table, wasting your time.
Let me just tell you something. That's what we doing over here. And if you ain't with that, you ain't about that, then this channel's not for you.
Well, you're a trash detective, the worst of the worst. You and the rest of y'all. You know who you are. That's what we doing over here. If you with it, you with it. If you not, you not. Shut up.
Because we breaking shit all the way down over here.
All the way down? Breaking it all the way down? Stop it. You went on a video and said there was a dude in the back by the trees in the shadows busting off at the driver's side while everybody was scrambling to get in the cars and stuff. And then when you realized that was bullshit, backed away from it. Come on, man. Shut up.
And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop.
You're not going to stop. You're not going to stop till somebody else is dead. We're going to see you stop soon. I want to see what triggered you stop.
Because I know that there's people out here that genuinely care about these cases that we cover.
Yeah,
over
me,
here.
motherfucker.
So I'm doing it for them, and I'm doing it for this lady right here. This is Zack's mother.
You should go on your knees crawling over glass and dirt to T Streets' mother.
She lost her son out there. You understand what I mean? And some of us has never been in that position. But that's got to be tough, man. She lost her child. So, no, I'm not going to stop. But if Zack's mother tells me to stop, I will.
Now, there were a number of buildings here in the area, condo and apartment buildings, and I talked to a resident who was awakened by the gunshot. She came out on her balcony and saw the commotion below after that shooting. The silver Jeep had already crashed, and she says people were going in and out of that Jeep and appeared to have been checking on the driver who had been shot. She says she also saw a second car, an older model Chevy Capri with front and rear end damage, stalled in the street. She tells me people from both the Jeep and the Capri got out, piled into a third tan-colored car, and then took off.
All right, another witness saying they were checking on him. They set him up, they killed him. What they checking on him for? She confirms they weren't shooting him live in front of us, but we magically couldn't see it. But somehow the consensus said that video was a shooting. I don't understand what y'all looking at, man. Y'all are like them thin girls that look in the mirror and see a fat girl. I don't get it. Just like those karate masters that use chi and they flip you over with air. You got to present the lie as the sensei, right? But you got to have students and followers that accept that lie and perpetuate it by pretending they're being thrown across the room. They don't talk about it. It's an unspoken agreement between empty people. And that's what's going on here. So another person said these people were caring for what was going on there. They were grieving over what was going on there. They checked to see if he was okay.
I heard a couple individuals say, "Let's go." And they were yelling and jumping up and down in the middle of the street in the middle of the night. There wasn't a lot of traffic, but there was a couple of bystanders, and there was a taxi cab that after they sped off, the bystander and the taxi cab kind of engaged and called emergency services.
Now, that taxi cab might have been what I had showed y'all earlier that had the shining light on top of it. And I said, look, we could throw that guy in the mix and call him part of the conspiracy. But no, it's a cab driver driving by, seeing a wreck, noticing there's a body in there, reversing to confirm as AMG Fresh's car is driving off, right? Those are the logical things that happen. But according to y'all, we could have easily thrown him into the conspiracy.
She said that The guys from the Chevy and guys from the Jeep got into a third car and pulled the fuck off. Okay? And if you think about what the reporter said that they got into a tan van and drove off.
That's not what the reporter said, bro. You guys are causing confusion over here. I heard no reporter say nothing about them jumping in the tan van.
Got out, piled into a third tan-colored car, and then took off.
Tan-colored car, not the tan van, okay? Not the tan van, not saying that she saw the shooters jump in the tan van. No, she saw the people that were grieving in both cars hop into the tan car, not no tan van. The shooters never got out the van, which is why I call bullshit on that Danny Friedman stuff, because they said it was like a bunch of people was out there looking like they were gonna fight. That's it. Well, Danny Friedman, that's just might be what 5 black men in the street look like to you every time you see 5 black men in the street. Look like it's about to be a fight.
The reporter said that they got into a tan van.
She did not say that. And miss me with the, oh, that was a mistake, I misspoke. You just took the tan van that the witness put on the scene and the tan car that the reporter said, you put those things together to fool people. You connected those two things. You put a connection there that didn't exist. Nobody jumped in no tan van.
And I know there was talk about the rear end damage in the beginning, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't see that shit. I couldn't tell. But, you know, I mean, I'm not the one who knows a lot about cars and shit.
No, you're not the one that knows about cars. It looks like 6 sharks chewed the back of that Caprice apart. But you can't see, you don't know nothing about cars, you can't see that that's damage. So you use any excuse to cover up your ignorance.
You know, I just know where the gas going. That's it and that's all. And so my point is, I didn't know if the Chevy was supposed to look like that. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I ain't know. But when I look at this close-up right here, it does look like rear end damage. So then the question becomes, was that caused in an accident?
Thank you for joining us, and if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please do. Peace.